everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. And I wanted to touch on a subject that I honestly feel needs to be addressed. Now, I don't know. Well, first of all, as far as the title of this video, I know what it's like to go through racial bigotry by racist white people. I don't have it as bad as other people. For example, my parents. 'Cause I'm 48 years old. I was born in 1971. So any type of racial bigotry that I went through growing up was not as bad as my parents. And they were both born in 1939. So, yeah, that was the time of intense racism and all this type of stuff like that. And of course, throughout the 1950s and 60s, my mom told me about it, about what she went through, and a lot of it made me angry as hell for what she went through. My dad, the same way. And what made it worse, he was limited in English. My father was from Veracruz, Mexico. And my parents pretty much had it rougher than I did. With that being said, I just wanted to let you know, my parents, I think, they honestly believe that not all white people are racist. They do believe that. They honestly believe that a lot of them are racist. Some to some degree, others to a greater degree, and stuff like that. But to go as far as to say that all of them are like that, every single one, they honestly believe that that's not true. That that's exaggerated. And also, being said, I noticed that like my siblings, like my sister, for example, she doesn't really like to touch on that subject that much unless she gets sarcastic. I noticed that she does rant every now and then, saying about white people this and white people that, saying that they're fucking racist and this and that and all these type of things like that, and just pretty much putting them down. And she says how they're more of sluts. A lot of them, like when she was going to high school, and how they're more into bad things than blacks and Hispanics. Well, even if that's true and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really prove her side right. But she really puts down white people like crazy. And I notice she has this type of animosity towards them. She even went through racial bigotry a couple of times. She got fired from her job from this woman who's very conservative and very unhappy, which I suspect. She's very unhappy and very self-centered and stuck up. And then when she fired my sister after being there for I don't know how long, I think a year, I think maybe, I don't know, or something, for this company that she worked for, she said, "You're fired. Get your stuff and get out." And then as she was getting her stuff, she said, "Here, I got the rest of your stuff here. Just take it. Just get out." And then they had a picture of a jalapeno on the bag. It's Chile or something like that. Something that says, "Get up and get out and go on with your life." That's what it said on the bag. So she took that as being racist, and I also agree with that. I think she was being racist in that sense. But the more I started to ask questions and try to investigate, and even go as far as to talk to a cousin of mine that works in the same place, and she's Hispanic, and she's been there for years, and she's very well liked by this white lady, the boss of the white lady. So I got a little bit confused, and then so the more I started to investigate, this is what I found out. My sister is proud of being ghetto. My cousin is the exact opposite. She's more of a ghetto snob. She favors more of the I don't want to say it like this because it's kind of stupid, but more of the whitewashed Hispanic, like conservative, favoring proper English and conservative type of behavior. She kind of like frowns or on the whole ghetto, like, hey, what up, what's up, nigga? And, this kind of like all this and the stupid thing they do with her head and things like that. She actually finds that irritating, and I find that irritating big time. And I've been called whitewashed and a sellout from some of my coworkers when I used to work at a casino. And she gets treated nicely. So that doesn't make it racist. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit so-called whitewashed in that sense because it's proper behavior. I suspect, which I'm pretty sure I'm right, that my sister was fired, which I did find out because of the fact that she had an attitude problem and she handled it in a very ghetto type way. Her attitude was very ghetto, and I noticed that. Whenever she gets angry, she gets very sarcastic, and she says, "You don't want to know my I'm not out. I was almost about to get ghetto on this one bitch and this and that." And like, oh my God, just calm the fuck down. Don't act that way. Just very stupid. Yeah, what that lady did to you was stupid, or yeah, what that person did to you was stupid. But don't act that way. Come on, fuck that ghetto attitude. Come on. And then I would try to reason with her the best I can, but it goes through one ear and comes out the other, and she doesn't want to listen to me. So, what the fuck? And there's a lot of blacks and Hispanics that I noticed right now that are pretty much saying the same rant, and they're going as far as to say that all white people are devils and they're all racist scumbags and this and that. And I can see a lot of the anger, built up anger and rage. And a lot of it is really naive. They have a lot of good points. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be totally honest with you. There's a lot of good points that they said, but they do tend to exaggerate. And it's all because of this uncontrolled anger that they have no... I mean, come on. Excuse me. They have no control over it whatsoever. And trust me, I mean, I know what it's like, even though I don't have it as bad as other people, especially my parents and this and that. And I've spoken to a lot of people that grew up in the 50s and 60s. And they even said not all white people are racist. And they had it worse. This was like the days of Jim Crow back then. And they actually had the nerve to say that to me, that not all of them are racist, but a lot of them are. So my message to any of you blacks and Hispanics out there, I mean, come on. Blacks and Hispanics, if you're listening to this video right now and you honestly believe that all white people are evil and racist, you're wrong. You're just exaggerating. You went through a lot of bullshit. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm sure, but think about it this way. The white people that are extremely racist are putting you down and putting you down bad and treating you like shit. Think about this. They're doing that because they're fucking miserable. They think they're better than you because they're fucking miserable about what's going on in their lives. They don't show it. They're very good at hiding it. So it's not because they're evil. It's because they're fucking miserable about whatever that's going on in their lives. Come on, man. We need to stop the fucking hate. I mean, it's stupid, okay? You don't try to fight racism with counter racism. You don't do that. That's fucking stupid. I'm a Chicano, and I fucking say, I'm saying to this right now on YouTube, right now. Not all white people are racist. You gotta stop with that shit. You gotta stop with that shit. Not all of them are racist. You need to stop with this counter racism and these rants. And one particular woman that's also, she never responded to one of my videos. And when I said, can white people really say nigga? You know, that kind of thing. Right? And I mentioned about her. Her name is Falaja Noir. That's what she calls herself, Falaja Noir. She never responded to me, and she's a one perfect example of a very angry, psychotic, wannabe feminist black woman. And hopefully she's watching this video right now, and she does respond. Hopefully she does respond. I seriously doubt that she will. Because I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm very sorry, but if she doesn't only thing that will prove is that she's a fucking coward. You are a coward, plain and simple. I don't want to say this to you. I mean, I'm doing this out of reluctance, but I do want to have. I mean, she's a very intelligent black woman, and of course she does say a lot of stupid things, and about don't call women females. I'm not your genitals or something like that, or very stupid. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with the word female. Female means the one that carries the fetus. That's what the word female means. The one that carries the fetus, which is true. There's nothing sexual or sexually degrading about that. I mean, it's just what it is. I don't know what. I mean, this woman is. I mean, she's very intelligent and she seems like a sweet girl, but at the same time, I know that something bad happened to her in her life. I'm pretty sure she went through a lot of bullshit. And she wasn't really mentally stable to begin with. And now, through all of that, she got more mentally unstable. And I feel bad for her because of that. So again, to her and to all the blacks and Hispanics that actually believe in that stupidity, that all white people are racist, they're not. Please try to understand that. If you have any questions or you want to drop a comment, you know what to do. And again, to all of you, take care.